All right, welcome back to another episode of The Natty Teacher. I'm your host. Who else but the Natty Teacher, man? The mustache. Woof. He's mustaching. It's this off-season summer facial hair is. I think I like it. Yeah, I dig it. But it is beginning to look like a broom on my upper lip, for a lack of a better term. So, interesting stuff. The topic of today's rest day vlog, as I am sipping on my rest day concoction, creatine monohydrate, some essential amino acids, and some glutamine, man. A little late in the day. Usually I drink that in the morning, like either fasted or at just some point in the morning, but didn't. Drink it now. No big deal. The topic of today's video is a little bit different, okay? It is, I don't think, an original concept to myself, but I'll be honest, I've never heard someone else in the gym or fitness bodybuilding community use this before. So maybe it is new. I don't know. I don't know. But I really dig it. The video topic we have today is the idea of training with what I have coined. This term, this phrase I have coined, or again, I don't know if I'm the one who did this or not, but I'm going to take credit for it for now until somebody proves me wrong. There is a phrase I like to use in the gym. It's called training with intentional intensity. All right? Let's dive into that a little bit. Again, all these videos we're going to try to keep between 5 and 10 minutes, so we'll cap out at 10 minutes. So even if I got to cut myself off, but let's dive into it. Okay? In the fitness industry today, in the bodybuilding and fitness and weight training world, there are two camps that are divided. It's like politics, bro. You got Republicans and Democrats, and in the fitness world, you got ego lifters and science-based lifters. They can never see eye to eye. They can't. There is the ego side of going in and just training absolutely balls to the wall, doing as many reps as you possibly can with as much weight as possible with whatever particular exercise that you got going on, no matter what. You just got to do it. You go in there and you do it, and then you do it even better next week or with more weight or more reps next week. Awesome. I got no problems with ego lifting whatsoever, man. I'll be honest. I ego lifted for a lot of years. I remember, a couple of years into training, I was cheat rowing 365. Didn't do anything for my lats. I thought I wasn't bent over. I was basically standing straight up. But I'll tell you what, it helped me build a good upper back for sure, no doubt. But I found other more effective ways to build that, later on. But I will never sit here and say that ego lifting was bad. I did it for a long time. It helped me get stronger. It did. It really did. I don't necessarily recommend it, but it did help me get stronger, without a doubt, and bigger, for sure. Absolutely. We'll never deny it, okay? Anyways, you got the ego lifting side, balls to the wall, and then you got the science-based lifting side, where it is the squeeze and the tempo and the contraction and the retraction, and you'll hear me use some of those words, and I like to gravitate to both sides from time to time, depending on the scenario, but I really like to ride right in the middle, and that's where this whole phrase of training with intentional intensity comes from, okay? What I mean by that, it's very, very simple. It means that when you go into the gym, not only are you intentional about the movements that you're selecting, but the rep ranges you're selecting, but also how you perform those movements as well. Let's say on an incline bench press, if you feel best when you're bringing the bar down and allowing that bar to sink into your chest, and you're pushing those chest fibers up, and then you push up hard, and you just feel awesome with that. Awesome, that's great. Okay, or maybe you're somebody who's doing that same exercise and you're stopping at the chin. So you're coming down here, you angle down, you're stopping here, and you're holding, and then coming back up. Okay, you got to find a form that works for you. But here's the piece I see a lot of people in the gym miss out on sometimes. I think some people get so caught in this over-analysis, and I've done it myself. I promise you, I have gone through this phase myself of, is my form good enough? Is this tempo correct? How deep am I going? How long of a stretch is that? Relax. If it feels good, and you're making progress, and you're not getting injured, and you just consistently are recovering and coming back better and better, whatever you're doing, my friend, is right. That's the simple answer. You have found the secret. Until you find that, maybe play around a little bit, but you have found that, the secret that, what is it, the Ark of the Covenant of bodybuilding and of training that we're all looking for, okay? And I like to think I found that for myself to an extent, but I can still get better, okay? But regardless of how long your tempo and stretch and contraction and all these fun, science-based terms are, you still have to have the intensity. That's where I see a lot of people in the gym missing out. They'll do like these perfect one-arm cable rows where they're here and they're stretching and driving the elbow back through the lats and their chest is up against the seat and it's perfect, but they're using about a third of the weight as they could. Why? It's something that I see lost on so many people nowadays, is when you find it, you find you're intentional. You find the form that works for you. You feel it perfectly in the muscle group you're trying to hit, and then you just do barely enough to feel it, or just enough to get a pump. Pump ain't everything, man. The pump ain't everything. You have to have that. That's where that second part comes in, of the intentional intensity. You found the intentionality of that particular exercise. You are being intentional about the form. It is perfect for you and works for you, but you have to have that intensity piece of when you get to that. Let's say you're going for a set of 10 and you get to 7 and your arm's about to fall off. How are you going to get 3 more? You got to be intense. Oh, it's a 3 RIR. Sweet, awesome, and that stuff is really great. Like reps in reserve and all that kind of stuff. I firmly believe in that, and there are a lot of instances in which that is great. But I am a firm believer that you also just have to have that mindset of, I know I have, I'm leaving 1 or 2 in the tank, but you know what? For this set today, I'm not leaving anything in the tank. I'm draining the tank. I'm leaving just enough to start the car again. You know what I mean? Not every set. I definitely don't believe you should train like that every set, because then you're never going to recover. Whether you're natural or enhanced, that's irrelevant. You can't do that every single set of every workout. You're going to burn yourself out. Yeah, that's a simple fact. Overtraining is a real thing. For people who think that's fake, it's wild. Baffles me. It really does. It just baffles me. And we can make a whole other video about that. But regardless, please find that intentional intensity. Okay? When you're doing a bench press, okay, I'm not ever saying that you got to go slam it off, but maybe do a rest pause. You know what I mean? Let's say you have a set of 10, you hit 8, and you did 8 perfect reps. Congratulations, that's awesome, but you still got 2 more to do. Rack the weight, rest a couple seconds, do 2 more. Okay, whatever that piece means, it's just something I see in the fitness community that is lacking nowadays, is this intentional intensity. Being intentional about being intense as well. Again, I'm not recommending you go in there and just pick up weight and slam it and then just, all this kind of stuff. No, you need to still learn proper technique. You need to learn proper technique for you. And then you need to get progressively stronger and better at it. You get better at the technique at the same time that you're getting stronger and doing more repetitions. That is bodybuilding. You're not only adding more weight, you're adding more reps, and you're getting better at the movement. That's when it's fun, dude. When everything's just like clicking like that, oh man, it's fun. But I see so many people not being able to combine all of those 3 factors because they're not intense enough. They just don't have the mindset of it. It's not a do or die situation. But man, I'll tell you what, there's been a few times in the gym over the past, 11 years of training for me where I'm like, I will go to, I don't want to say a dark place, but a place of like, you are going to get this rep. It's going to ruin your day if you don't. It's, you're going to have a bad workout, but it could have been having an awesome workout. But if I miss this rep right now, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I ruined everything. I am getting this rep no matter what. Okay? That is that piece I feel like you have to have. If you really, really want to get on stage, or if you want to really push past your limit here. Like, I'll give you an example. There are plenty of people at the gym, and this isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I think if you're going to the gym and you're in shape and you're being able to stay in shape, that's awesome. But how many times have you gone to the gym and you see the same people for a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, where they literally go in, they do the exact same exercises for the exact same amount of weight, for the exact same amount of reps, and look, coincidentally, exactly the same. It's not coincidence. They're missing that intensity piece. I am going in there to beat the logbook, but properly, and I'm going in there to be as intense as possible while still being intentional about what I'm doing in the gym. And I think you should do the same. I would highly recommend it. Now, we're keeping it under 10 minutes, so we're going to wrap that up there. That is our natty lesson of the day. We'll call it the natty teachings, okay? Make sure, if you have not already, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and share if you really want. Maybe there's somebody who this is like right up their alley that they should see this, okay? But for today, I am the Natty Teacher, And this episode of Summer School is out. Catch me tomorrow for my Push A session. Nice little early morning workout. I'll see you then.